Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Julie Jeske, our relationship expert. And have you ever noticed that sometimes parenting and intimacy with your husband are not mutually exclusive?
I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to parenting and intimacy, I think there's probably, well, maybe more men than women might think, oh my gosh, is it always going to be like this for the rest of my marriage?
Yeah. And it could be if you don't do some things now. Because as we get used to changes, we kind of like go with the flow, and then we just are kind of like, well, this is the way it's going to be forever. So if you don't, I think if you don't make a conscious effort to be intimate now, you will kind of get in the practice of not being very intimate.
Well, so how do we do that, though? Like,
so it's going to be different. When you have babies, things will be different.
And they are.
Yeah. Yes. So you have to know that. I put a little poll out on Facebook for people to ask about what are some creative solutions that they have. And over and over and over and over again, I heard get a white noise machine or some kind of music maker or something for your baby's room so you don't worry about them hearing things. You know, you have to really set yourself up so that you have as few obstacles as possible, right? Get a lock on your bedroom door so that you know that you have some privacy. You may have to adjust your schedule, you know. I got a great comment from someone who said it's almost like this fun little game for us to try to figure out when we can find time now, rather than looking at it as, oh, we never have time. It's like, can we take what we have? It's like make lemonade out of lemons, right? Take what we have and try to make it a little bit more fun and exciting. So you're going to have to be more flexible. Get a babysitter.
Well, okay, so what do you do if, in our situation, our 3-year-old comes in our room every night?
Yeah.
I mean, she comes in like without fail. Either she starts out in there or she'll come in at 1, and I've tried the door lock, or not the door lock, the door thing on her. I mean, what do you do if they're like basically co-sleeping with you?
Right. So experts say that under the age of 6 months, you know, if there's a baby under the age of 6 months in the bedroom, that it's okay if you're intimate. But over that age, you are not wanting to.
Yes, 3.
Right. So obviously, you don't want to do anything sexual in front of her, right?
No.
So you may just not be able to do anything at 3 in the morning if you know that's her time that she comes in. You may have to during the day, or on a weekend or something, say mommy and daddy are going to go in the bedroom for our private time. We'll be out in half an hour. We'll be out in whatever time it is, or get a sitter, or take the kids to an in-laws house or something. You're going to have to do things differently than you used to. That's what's so hard. And sometimes we're lazy people, right? It's like, well, I feel like a lot.
I don't know, like asking my in-laws.
Yeah.
Hey, can you watch
her so we can be intimate?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be kind of,
I mean, lazy,
and tired.
That's part of it.
Tired.
But also, I mean, I think schedule is like when there's 2 working parents and then you've got the little ones. I don't know. I feel like...
Let me paint a picture for you, though, of what will happen or could happen if there is no intimacy. As this goes on and on and on and on and on and on, it gets a lot harder to become intimate again. I think of it like working out. The longer I go without going to the gym, you better believe that it is really hard for me to get motivated to do it. The longer we go between being sexually intimate with our partner, the harder it is to rally to do it again.
Yeah, I haven't been to the gym in about 5 years.
The easier it is to put it on the bottom of your to-do list. So sometimes you have to maybe schedule it. You're going to take the romance out. One person said, we don't have as much foreplay as we used to. We just get together to be intimate, basically, so that we can keep that energy moving. It might not be as romantic as it used to be,
Well, I mean, things change once you've had kids, and that's just part of, the phase that you're in, and but having the tools, I guess, to work through that phase. So.
Right. And it is okay to set up that, that you are parents. Absolutely, you are parents, but you are also partners. So setting up that it is important in your relationship for you to have intimacy together, to teach your children that it is okay for people to have privacy, because as they grow up, they'll want to know that it's okay for them to have privacy, as they become older. And also being, affectionate in front of children. Now, I'm not talking about sex here. I'm talking about, a kiss or a hug. I hear from people who are like, my kids will say, please kiss mommy and daddy, because it never happens. So you're finding that balance between doing some affectionate things out in the open and also asking for, claiming your time alone as well.
Okay, good advice.
Well, you know, I mean, I have a good friend that I thought gave me some very good advice a long time ago. She said, just like when they talk about the airlines, when they say, parents, please put your oxygen mask on first, because if you're not around and you're not healthy, then your children won't have a healthy outlook on the world either.
And I got a great message from someone today who said, you know, our children will always be a part of our lives, but they will not always live in our home. And, you know, as people get older, more and more empty nesters are separating, because it's like all of a sudden their kids are gone and they're like, well, now what do we do, you know? So you really need to cultivate your relationship at all stages of your relationship. And after children, it's different. It just is.
Okay, so next week we're going to talk about when you're older, when the kids are older, not just little ones.
Not just the little ones.
Because, you know, there's a lot of people who get divorced midlife, and then they rediscover
dating, and they've got teenagers.
Are hard questions. And then also, if you have any questions for Julie, we always like to hear those, because the last Wednesday of every month we take your questions, and then she gives you a little television advice, take it or leave it, Studio 6 at KOIN.com. Julie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For handling sensitive topics so well.
Thank you.